Hey, YouTube. Happy Monday. So, I am a keep it real, to the point, probably the most randomest person you'll ever meet. Randomest is probably not even a word, but yeah, it explains me, so it's necessary. I am up here, as you see from the title, pivoting after 40. Black don't crack, so I might not look like I'm over 40, but I am. I tell people righteous living, YouTube can still look nice. Okay. But while we're here. Getting my thoughts together. Should have did that before I hit record, huh? But just pivoting after 40. Let's see what's going on. So my pivoting started, I'd say 2024 in November 2024. I was moving out of Houston, Texas, going to California. I had a cousin, fortunate enough, allowed to let me stay with her while I found work, figured it out, because the Lord told me to move to California. I didn't have a job. I always wanted to work in the entertainment industry, and so that was my purpose for going. Everybody knows California, Hollywood Central. So I literally arrived in California November, the week of Thanksgiving. So that's how it's easy to keep up with. November of 2024. And let's just say July of 2025, I now live in Vegas. So what did that look like? So anytime the Lord tells you to move, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm expecting the Red Sea parted, new job, new apartment, like you fancy, huh? Like all of it's just gonna come together. That was not even my first time doing it, but both times things did not pan out or turn out the way I had envisioned after making such a big faith move, right? So let's just say the whole time I was in California, I was making connections, meeting different people, but it didn't lead to a job. Didn't really make any, what I would like to call, real or genuine connections, because it's like you'll go out to an event, networking, meet people, and people are cordial, they're nice, you exchange numbers, and you might text here or there, like you want to get together to do XYZ. Busy doing whatever the case may be, reach out again, same thing, stuff going on, but it wasn't the same person. But that's typically what happens. So it's like you're meeting people, but you're not making genuine connections. Or people are like, oh yeah, I'll put your name in, I'll be happy to give you, recommendations, yada yada, and then nothing ever happens. And so I get it, everybody's grinding, that's just the name of the business, the nature of the business, I should say. But yeah, it was, again, not what I expected. So what was I really doing? I was doing a lot of reading, like reading my Bible, trying different things. When I say different things, I went to a trading course to like learn how to trade. But it's like if you're not working mentally, trying to learn to trade, and I feel like it's too much mentally, because trading is more mental than what you're supposed to be doing as far as the actual trading. So it's like I'm trying to hold on to my money because I don't know when more is coming in. So it's like I felt like that wasn't the right time to be trying to learn how to trade. Fast forward, what else did I do? I was working out, how get mental clarity, exercising, and it was one of those, I'm the type of person, I don't mind working out. You can't see me because I'm sitting in the car, but thankfully I really stay small. People be like, I ran track. Like, I did sports in school, but it's been decades since I've been out of school, but I still have like somewhat a track body, right? And so I don't really have to do much because I still have my fast metabolism. So with that, I haven't worked out in years, but again, it's not really always about how you look. It's about just the mental fortitude that you get from working out. It's nothing like it. So I said all that to say, I'm not really the gym person. Like, even when I ran track, we had to lift weights. So it was like me and my track mates, we would get in the gym, knock out, our leg crunches, leg extensions, the bar, whatever we had to do. We get in there, knock out our sets, and we out. Like, I'm not trying to chill in the gym all for an hour and a half, whatever the case may be, kicking it up, lollygagging. No, it's like, what I got to do, I get in there, get it done, then I'm out. So for that reason, I always knew if I went to the gym, I would prefer classes. Like, I want the variety. So I found a class or a place that had different classes. They had kickboxing, they had cycling, they had is it bear bar, like where you got the ballerina bar, but you're doing all the different more cardio. And do not sleep on them classes, because they will get you together quick. And so those classes were going on every day. So that's what I was doing consistently. And then they even had Pilates twice a week, which I love Pilates, but not the Pilates with the machine, like the reformer machine. It's like mat Pilates. But even still, I love Pilates. So that was what I was looking for. So because of that, I was able to go consistently. And then also, if I'm paying monthly, there's no way I'm not going, okay? Because I don't got money to be throwing away at the gym, and I'm not going. And it's not $9.99, like $9.99 memberships, okay? This is like, we paying real money here. So that's really what I did while I was there. But lo and behold, I'm just like, Lord, you told me to move out here. I am burning through my retirement, and why? So hindsight always being 2020, knowing what happened, the way it happened, would I have still moved? I don't think so, to be honest with you. I think I would have based it more on, I'll move when I get a job. Like, when a door opens up and I have employment, then I'll move. Because it was nice of my cousin to let me stay with her, and I will forever be thankful. But it's nothing like your own place. And I feel like you take 2 steps forward only to take 3 steps back. So it's like, okay, what happened from me moving to California? What I will never get credit for on earth is I was obedient. But it's like, at the same time, like, Lord, we live in a real America. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, to go from having an apartment in Houston to no apartment, to using up all of my retirement, to so now no savings, to now moving to a new place. What's so crazy is I never even had been to Vegas. What made me come to Vegas is my aunt had a 70th birthday party, right? Surprise party. So she's my dad's youngest sister. He's one of 7. Everybody lives in North Carolina except this one aunt whose party it was. So she lives in California. Her children threw her the party in Vegas, right? So everybody flies in or drives, whatever the case may be. All her siblings are here, obviously, including my dad. So that's my first time in Vegas. I always said I didn't want to go to Vegas until I was like rolling in dough. Okay. So wasn't rolling in dough, but again, it's my aunt's party, so I'm going to go. One of my cousins has a timeshare, and so we were staying at the timeshare, and basically it's like, oh, we'll go to free breakfast, but then you have a timeshare presentation. So they were trying to get my cousin to upgrade her timeshare. So I'm on this presentation and I'm listening, and just sitting there, I'm like, I could do this as far as sales, because I come from a sales background. We'll get into that maybe another video, I'm sure. But basically, I used to work at an electronics store in college, and then most of my 20s, I used to work there part-time because it was a nice, fun place. And so I just have that type of personality. So I was just like, I could do this. And the lady was like, you could do this. So she basically told me if I was serious, come back. I came back the next day. She called her manager, and her manager scheduled me for an appointment that Friday. Not appointment, you know what I mean, interview. So my interview was literally that Friday at 11 o'clock. Mind you, checkout from the timeshare is like 10:30. So I literally am checking out and then put on something decent for an interview because, of course, again, it's Vegas in July, so it's hot as all get out. So, again, I just wear something cute for the interview. And so I go and the manager hires me on the spot. Now, had I not got this job, I would have been on my way back to North Carolina. So, thankfully, I will never be homeless because my parents have a home. They always say it's open to me. So that's always nice. But again, like, I had nowhere else to go at that point. Me and my cousin just decided, I even told her, I was the one that brought it up. Like, I've been here since November. I still haven't found work. But I'm still like giving her something. Of course, nothing what I would be paying had I had my own place in California, because everybody know California is so expensive. So again, it was just go back home or what we about to do next. So to get the job, literally the last day I'm about to leave Vegas, and my parents was driving to California to visit other cousins that I have in California, sorry. So yeah, they were only going to be in California for like 2 days. And so the goal, like I said, had I not had anything, I was about to go back home. But let me tell you, I was believing for God to come through as if I was going to get a job that would allow me to stay. But who would have known that job was going to be in Vegas and not California? Because I had a storage unit in California, still there to this day. You know how you first sign up, they get you to join, it's like $150. And mind you, this was my whole apartment in Houston. And so it's like a 10 by 15. It's not a small storage. I sold some stuff, but I didn't sell a lot of it. My thought process was I wasn't going to be out of work this long. So at least if I have all my furniture when I get my place, I don't have to repay to decorate. Because if you really make an apartment or just make your house a home, it takes money for those decorations. Okay, try to go to Ross and Home Goods or TJ Maxx to get the stuff you need to make your place look cute. And yeah, you will spend a lot of money. So I thought, let me keep my stuff. But I'm telling you, as I always say, hindsight 2020, if I could do it over, I definitely would have sold more of the stuff that I sold. But I just wasn't at a place where I was trying to give my stuff away. I'm sorry. So yeah, 10 by 15 storage unit, $150 when I first got it, but that was just the first 2 months, the introductory when they get you. And then it turns into $300. Even still, that's like $300 after they make you pay like the $17 insurance, whatever the case may be. So all that's included. So my total is $300. I probably had the storage unit for about 4 or 5 months, if that. And they were trying to increase it to $375. I'm like, what kind of increase is $300 to $375? You almost went up $100 at that point. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm not working. This is not going to work for me. Now, what you don't know about me is my mentality is I've always worked in customer service. Like customer service, sales, that's my background, right? So one of the ways I'm a great customer service person is like, if I'm helping you, I'm going to go hard for you as if I'm trying to fix one of my personal issues, right? So we're going to get to the bottom of it. So naturally, I got that same energy when it comes to my stuff or my concerns. So I called the manager, was like, can I get, like, this is crazy. I'm not working. Like, can this just stay at $300? And she's like, no, you've had it since XYZ. This is the price. I'm just like, okay. Can I talk to your boss, please? Or can I get your boss's information? So that's my whole point. I never stop at the first no. Like, everybody has a boss in my mind because they do. So you got the boss, and then even if you're the CEO, you got to answer to the shareholders. You know what I mean? So she gives me the information to her manager, which is probably like the regional manager, whatever the case may be. I don't care. I will email whoever. So I email that manager, and guess what happened? My price stayed the same. Okay. So this is going to be important. So I continue to stay at $300. Fast forward, they just hit me that my price will go up. I want to say 2 months ago, my price went up. So now it's at $375, but I already know I done exhausted all possibilities. So they're not about to keep it at $300 a second time. So it's like, okay, know when to fold them. So now I'm paying $375. So now it really matters to hurry up and get my stuff from California so I can get it to Vegas. Okay. But then as life happens, the company I moved to Vegas for ends up losing their contract because, again, it was sales. And so they had a marketing company that would generate most of their tours or whatever, because I would do it on tours. And they let basically most of the people they had recently hired, they let them go. So now I have no job, even though I moved to Vegas for said job. Like, Lord, are we really serious? So thankfully, naturally you stop working. You get the next check the following week. And then it's like, after that, now it was a hourly plus commission. So thankfully the following week I also had a commission since I had a sale in the pipeline. So that helped. But my whole point is, it's like you're just all over the place, trying to be obedient and living a faith-filled lifestyle. Now, everyone will tell you, hopefully you read your Bible. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And so when I be doing these moves and I don't have all of the information, I be like, well, Lord, I'm doing step A. Once I do step A, you will allow step B to reveal itself or open up, whatever the case may be. But I'm feeling like I'm doing step A, waiting for B, and I'm still waiting. Any day now. Soon and very soon, we're going to see the king. But, yeah. So it's just really been a journey. But thankfully, I did find another job. I was out of work for 2 weeks and I just started today. Now, why am I doing these videos? Because the Lord definitely wants me to do social media. If I had my own way, I would not be up here. Who wants to share their business and their life on social media? I mean, some people do. They do it all the time. But just so you know, if you were to go to my Instagram account, I'm the person that posts once or twice a year, and that's it. I'll post on my birthday and just a random picture of what I look like for the year. That's basically all I'm posting. I'll go places, concerts, other states. Instagram won't have a clue because I'm not posting. I just don't, right? As you can see, the sun is like going in, so that's why. Might be losing some sunlight. So at this point, I'm doing the bare minimum. Like right now, I don't have an intro. There'll be, you know what I mean? I'm not even editing this video, I don't think. I'm just trying to record and I'm gonna upload. Now, I'm gonna get better over time. So the goal right now is to just be consistent for 14 days. Like, can I do this consistently for 14 days? And then we might get a weekly schedule or something. But that's what the goal is right now. What else do I want to talk about? So yeah, today's my first day. It would be nice. Oh, so when I actually picked up my job here, I was doing Airbnb because naturally it was talk about random, right? So I was doing Airbnb, and obviously that get expensive real quick. So for like a month and a half, I was doing Airbnb. One of my coworkers hooked me up with one of their friends, and so I was able to move in with their friend and got like a roommate situation going on. So I just paid them a set amount every month versus all the money I was paying. Because, when you do Airbnb, you're paying per night. So obviously it makes more sense if I'm able to just pay someone a certain price. So definitely saving there. And then I'm not riding around with all this stuff in my car, because you should have seen my car in the trunk. But it's so funny, when I did like unload all that stuff and I was driving around, I really could feel the difference in, like, basically my car was weighted down, but I didn't know it because I had been riding around with all that stuff in my car for so long. So it's nice to actually have my trunk space, and it's nice, you know, to have some place to actually take your clothes out, put them in the closet, hang it up, blase, 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 right? Yeah, so again, just pivoting after 40. So that's the title, because the job I left in Houston, although it was a great company, I was on the phones. It was the financial industry, which is fine because, I mean, everybody can benefit from financial information that they learn, right? So I was the place, let's say you had a retirement account through your job and you called to find out information about your 401k or your SEP IRA or your traditional or Roth IRA. You had questions about penalties or setting one up, things of that nature. I'm the person you would talk to, or actually process your distributions, basically when you want to take money out. Or unfortunately, if somebody passes away and there's a beneficiary on the line trying to get the money that's owed to them, what they have to do to be able to get said money that they now have access to as beneficiaries of somebody's account, right? Which does bring me to a fact. People, if you don't have insurance, please get insurance. Especially as our community, a lot of African Americans, for whatever reason, we be winging it. You don't want to get insurance, but that is the craziest thing, because we know eventually we're all going to go. And the Bible says no one knows the day or the hour. So please get insurance. And then if you have insurance, keep your beneficiaries up to date. I know you see a lot of posts where people talking about wills and trusts and probate. Like, all of that is true, but if you have a retirement account with a company, let's just say with Fidelity, and you haven't, I didn't work for Fidelity, I'm just using them as an example. You have a traditional IRA with Fidelity, something happens to you, you have one of your children listed as a beneficiary. Your child would be able to just submit the necessary paperwork that Fidelity asks for to be able to get your money. They don't have to go through probate. They don't have to go through, submitting your trust or getting a lawyer involved. Like, literally, now for my company, they used to ask for a lot, meaning they ask for medallion guarantees. A lot of banks don't even want to do those anymore, because the bank is 100% responsible if something comes up later that this wasn't an authorized, transaction. So then the bank is on the hook for however much money my company paid out to the beneficiary. So they used to ask for medallion guarantees. But that's not common. A lot of times you might have to do a notary or something to that nature, and then obviously provide a copy of the death certificate. So that is easier to get versus having to go through whatever the process might be. And then, as we know, sometimes states have their own requirements. So again, just put a beneficiary on your stuff. And also, sometimes we have insurance, but you might have it through an employer. But who's to say you're going to stay with said employer for your whole life? So if I work for a company for the last 10 years, well, I no longer have that insurance, and now I'm 10 years older. So when you do go out and try to get insurance, it's going to be higher, because obviously you're older and then don't have complications, pre-existing conditions. Then, you might really have a battle ahead. So for those reasons, just get private insurance. Now from there, I would recommend you actually talk to somebody, because we know there's different types, whether that's whole life, term. Everyone's situation is different. I just said IULs I be hearing about, or something like that. I want to say IUL, but don't quote me again. My whole point is just get some type of insurance, okay? Outside insurance, outside of your employer. What else do I want to say? I don't even know why I went into that tangent. One of the gifts I have is, to me, I'm talking randomly, but friends will be like, yo, you just confirmed so much stuff for me. And naturally, I don't know that because no one knows what you've been praying about personally to God. But again, I feel like I'm just talking random, but the Lord's using me to confirm whatever. So, if this video helps you in any way, please put something in the comments. Girl, you was on my street, you preaching, you confirmed some stuff for me, let them use you, something. Like, hopefully I'm encouraging you. I'd appreciate the encouragement back. So like I said, I guess later on in another video, because again, we're doing 14 days 14 days straight, I'll get more in depth as to like how I feel in going through that stuff, because again, it's not all God either, because it's like I'm finally doing these videos, so maybe my blessing was tied to doing these videos that I'm just now doing, right? So who knows? Like they say, obedience is better than sacrifice. But I be like, Lord, like, I do feel like, and this isn't even from this move, because like I said, this is the second time I've done this. I do feel like when you decide to make a faith move and walk on water, because again, packing up, moving somewhere, and you have no job, no place to stay, that's walking on water faith, right? And so how I was thinking everything was gonna, floodgates was gonna open and everything was gonna be copacetic. Sometimes the Lord will leave you out there and see how far he can push you in the water, like to really, I guess, level up your faith, right? Randomly, because I already told you I'm random, so I have this gift of when I say certain words, songs come to mind. I'm proud of myself. I have not done it all video, so I'm going to keep it like that. But naturally, I just said level up. So naturally, I'm thinking Sierra, level up. And normally, I would start dancing, but I'm holding my phone, so I'm going to just hold my peace. But that's why I'm laughing and smiling, because that's what I'm thinking in my head, right? But wait till I get my mount. Then it's going to be all hands free. That's why you're not seeing this right hand, okay? It's holding the phone. Come on. Work with your girl. But yeah, so I definitely want to keep this under 30 minutes. So today is day 1. Follow me as I follow Christ, and drop me something in the comments.